This was a groundbreaking moment for me yesterday, was just talking about the pain of getting a tattoo. So it's like, how do you get out of that state of like being okay with that pain? How do you become okay with disassociating from that pain? How do you grow past it? You have to always find something to get you through that next level. So tattooing is typically a very painful experience. If you've never been through any hardship at all, and I see that in like my younger clients, but the ones who've been through a lot of shit, they just sit there silent, stoic, like no pain, no nothing, and they just go to this place of like, I've had it so much worse. This is gonna be okay. And then once you go to that place of like literally teleporting to that moment of your darkness, your worst times, then the current state that you're in is just like, oh yeah, I definitely don't want to be back there again. You know, I've definitely had other circumstances, but you always want to keep those different pain points in your life accessible, right? You don't want to discard those past events. Keep them accessible for when you go through a moment of difficulty, you have something to refer back to. And for me, it's constantly like, my dad passed away when I was 16, not knowing who murdered him. It's being able to like endure these difficult moments of separation from my brother. It's having these relationship issues with my mom. You know, it's being beaten by my dad a bunch of times. And like, we suppress these thoughts and we're just like, no, they don't exist. I'm okay. I'm fine without them. But then like, by the time something really difficult comes out, like we break down. So like having those things on the surface, having them on a shelf of like, I can pick from these jars and like, I can use those to my advantage. When you're lifting, when you're working out, when you're running, you pull those points out and you go like, fuck that. I don't want to be overweight anymore. Like, I remember the pain of going through that. I remember being bullied. I remember like getting my ass kicked, like, no, not again. So figure out what your pain points are throughout your life and like put them in jars as like a superpower. Like let's say Mario Kart, for example, right? Like you got all these superpowers and like pick that superpower today and like tap into that so that whatever you're going through, it's not you're invalidating it, but you have something to just like lift you out of it. You know, it's going to be a little bit easier. And as you get older, I think you do have more and more of these pain points because as we progress in life, like I don't think life ever gets easier. You know, like it becomes more bearable, but there's always going to be something. And if we need a reminder, like death comes all the time. The death of a pet, of a family member, someone getting injured, ill, like we have to prepare, embrace for those moments. So like by keeping our past pain points present, we can embrace for all these things that are going to come. So that's why it's constantly just like mental toughness, mental conditioning. And I've spent a lot of time just trying to like work past, get rid of any past suffering. It's like, no, they're always going to be there. How do you use it to your advantage at this particular time?